Hello everyone, welcome back and thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you guys are doing well. So my people, that this particular video I would love you guys to watch from David Hundeyin, like what he think about Biafra. He made a lot of points here, which I quite agree with him in some extent anyway, which I would love you guys to watch so that you can leave your thoughts in the comment section about what he said in this particular video. But before then, please, if today is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and also share it to your family and friends so that they'll get opportunity to watch as well. So my people, let's go ahead and watch the video. I'm going to be right back.
Think of Biafra.
As in terms of the Civil War, or in terms of as a concept, a modern concept?
Anything really, like, I think Civil War really, I think that's anything, yeah, any way you want to take, anyway, just take it any way you want to take it to, yeah.
So, first of all, I should specify that I am what you would call an, I'm not a Pan-Africanist, I'm what you would call an African nationalist. So, and what I mean by that is, I want better lives for Africans. So however that is going to be the case is fine by me. If the way for that to be the case is for the sort of artificial boundaries and borders that have been imposed on Africa to be redrawn, and for Africa to become 250 countries instead of 54, if that's the way for it to happen, well, so be it. Right? I'm not against the basic concept of self-determination. I think it's a human right. It's a universal, inalienable human right. So the issue that I have is when, and I think I wrote about this in a Business Day column last year. I used the comparison with the Revolutionary United Front, that's the roof of Sierra Leone in the 90s, that where there's a grievance, or there's a reason for a grievance, and then one charismatic person and a group of, followers who later, become armed and dangerous, decide to act on that grievance without necessarily, what's the word I'm looking for? Outlining what their grievance is, how they want to fix it, and what their vision for the new grievance-free world that they want looks like. You end up with a situation like Sierra Leone. That's what I wrote in that column, that the grievances that led to the creation of ROOF were real. They were real. It's easy to think of the ROOF as just these like animalistic people who kidnap children, turn them into child soldiers. Yes, they did that. But initially, that's not how they started off. There were real grievances with the government in Freetown. I mean, at the time, Sierra Leone was basically, the government of Sierra Leone was the government of Freetown. The rest of the country might as well have not existed. So the people who lived in the countryside, they had a reason to feel like these out of touch people in Freetown are, stepping on the rest of us. It's like we don't exist. There's no government presence. Something as simple as basic as roads. You understand? Formal education, nothing. It's like we live in the 16th century here. Meanwhile, Freetown is a reasonably modern city. You understand? They have everything you would expect to see in a modern city. So the grievances were real. But because of that failure to articulate what the roadmap is from A to B, so this is where I am right now, this is what I'm unhappy with, and this is where I want to be. How do I get from here to there? That failure to articulate what that roadmap was is what led to people, it now ended up turning into long sleeve or short sleeve. That kind of nonsense, forcing 7-year-olds to shoot their parents dead, all that kind of shit. That's what happens when there's no roadmap. And that's what I see happening today, unfortunately, in parts of the Southeast, because the likes of
Nnamdi
Kanu, that potato head guy, what's his name? Simon Ekpa. Those guys are not geniuses or something. There's nothing extraordinary.
They rode a wave, simple.
There's nothing extraordinary about them. All they did was that they weaponized an existing grievance. A real grievance.
True.
It's an actual grievance, because it's just, whether or not Nigeria said there was no victor, no vanquished. There was a victor, there was a vanquished.
Of course,
the Civil War. And there was a victor and vanquished to the point where Nigeria even vanquished itself, trying to prove how much of a victor it was. So, for example, Nigeria still doesn't produce industrial quality steel. Even though there was supposedly the world's largest steel mill was
Kogi
constructed
State,
in Nigeria. Now, what most people don't know is that the consultants who designed that steel mill recommended that steel mill should be sited just outside Onitsha. But as a direct result of the Biafran War, as a direct result of the Biafran War, it was the stated policy of Murtala Mohammed that we should not reward those Igbos.
Wow.
So he now moved it to a forest in Kogi State instead. In fact, the Metallurgy Institute of Nigeria, which was already constructed prior to the steel mill, till today it's in Onitsha. That's why. Because that was constructed first. The steel mill was supposed to be next to the Metallurgy Institute. That's why Metallurgy Institute is in Onitsha, steel mill is in Kogi. You know, but Nigeria ended up dribbling itself because we went and put it in Kogi where it's unviable. It has never produced anything in 40 plus years.
True.
Right. So there was a victor, there was a vanquished. Victor and vanquished to the point where the entirety of the Niger River, or the southeastern part of the Niger River, has only, in over 60 years now, has only 2 bridges over it. And that second bridge was used as a political...
From Jonathan to
you
Buhari.
understand? And then Buhari went and named it Muhammad Buhari Bridge, which was the ultimate insult.
It's an insult.
You know? So yeah, there are real grievances. I mean, I could go on and on. The Southeast doesn't have a single meter of, standard gauge rail. When money was being wasted on constructing railways from Abuja to Kaduna, on viable routes, Kano to Maradi, about to Port Harcourt, which after Lagos to Ibadan should be the most profitable rail route in Nigeria, what was allocated to it was, they should refurbish the existing narrow gauge railway, when the rest of the world doesn't use narrow gauge railway anymore. And what that does is that, first of all, it means that, because narrow gauge rail and standard gauge rail don't interoperate. So it means that basically the Southeast and Southwest will remain economically disconnected because they can't connect their rail systems. And it means that it's more expensive to maintain the Southeastern rails because nobody uses narrow gauge rails anymore except India and South Africa. So yes, there are real grievances. I can't stress that enough. There are real grievances. And there are reasons why people like Nnamdi Kanu could exist. But now that they exist, what roadmap have they proposed? I don't see any roadmap that they've proposed.
True.
I see a lot of vexation. I see a lot of anger. I see a lot of aggro. But what is the route from A to B? I'm not even saying, you have to be polite, you have to be civil. That's not what I'm saying at all. You can be rude all you want, but the truth is there a workable route from A to B? Have I seen it? I have not seen it.
I agree, of course.
So that's my issue with the modern day iteration of the Biafra idea. I have no problem with the idea of a Biafra if it was communicated in a way that made it make sense. So if anybody who is advocating for a Biafra, or who is pushing for a Biafra, if they can explain to me, for example, how, and these are real issues, for example, I'm not saying this is why Biafra shouldn't happen. I'm saying, explain to me how, for example, the 2 ethnic groups in West Africa that have the highest rate of intermarriage, that's the Yoruba and the Igbos, if you want to put an international border between them, how do you want to fix that issue?
Real issues.
The 2 ethnic groups that have the highest economic interdependence in West Africa, the Yoruba and the Igbos. If you put an international boundary between them, how do you want to fix that issue? You understand? These are real issues that you can't fix with rhetoric.
Exactly.
It's easy to shout.
But
how do you want to fix these real issues?
Nitty-gritties.
These are the issues.
Absent, not in mute. They're not saying anything. I agree. What I'm going to add is that I think as well, which I agree with, is that I think we in Igbo, because I'm an Igbo person as well, we have to look in the mirror. We've also not done ourselves any good as well. We've elected nonchalant, incompetent governors in the Southeast. Look at Abia State since 1999. Abia State is one of the worst states in the Southeast. Whether it's Ojo Zokalo initially, the second one, and then Ibazo, and then hopefully OT resolves it. But Abia, they've not done themselves any good by electing PDP for the past 24 years. Look at Imo State under this current guy. Yes, he came in through the Supreme Court, but he's going for re-election. Hopefully, I hope he doesn't win, because insecurity in Imo, very, very poor.
He doesn't live in Imo.
He lives in Abuja. Exactly. His wife is always in Abuja. So look at Abakaliki. the current governor is naming the airport after Buhari. So we are not even Buhari saying we are going to name it like that bridge. This is the governor of the state, Umai, saying you're going to name the airport after Buhari. This is an Igbo person. So you have to, at some point, we in Igbo have to be like, look in the mirror and be accountable to ourselves. And before we start pointing to the federal government, let us do the best that we can as a state, as a region, first of all. Soludo should try to get a grip on this insecurity in Anambra State. Get a grip on it because it's not good for Anambra. Enugu State was a bit okay under Sullivan Sheme, under Buruburu. It went sideways. But my point is, as Ndibo on our own, we should be able to solve some issues. Then we can now say to the federal government, okay, this is where you guys can come in and help us here and there. But I mean, my brother, we can go on and on. I hope that people read your book, and these other stories of Flutter Wave, we can talk about it next time on the Ini story. Powerful stories, bro, honestly. But hopefully we can get to do this some other time again.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
So my people, that is it. I hope you heard what David Hundeyin said. Just as I said before, in some extent, I quite agree with him anyway. But I would love you guys to leave your thoughts in the comment section what he said in this particular video. Please, if today is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe. Turn on the post notification bell so that anytime I upload a new video, you'll be the first person to be notified. Share the video, give me a thumbs up as well. Thank you everyone for your support and love. I truly appreciate you all. Yes, my people, I'm going to see you guys in my next update. Goodbye for now.